My youngest has come up with the grandchildren, and Kelly's not had any children. She had a good man when she was married to Melvin Moorfield, but it didn't work out. So she married. She got together with Melvin Young, who's an excellent man, and he takes care of her, you know. And together they have built this trailer park.
Yeah.
You know, and they do quite well.
Yeah.
And when I say quite well, they're doing quite well from the standpoint of a monthly income.
Right. Yeah.
But that's not enough.
Right.
You know, that's what I try to stress to them.
Right.
What are you doing with the money that you got? Where's it going?
Is it working for you?
Yeah, and because that's how legacies are developed.
Yes, sir.
And to me, from my standpoint and my background, it's the right thing to do is manage what you got.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not one to just blow it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not to say you can't have mistakes, but
you know, and again, one thing I have done so opposite of what you've done. Okay.
Well, talking, we are totally opposite.
I mean, and this is what's so beautiful, and that's why I'm so fascinated when we talk. I don't care if we're coming out of the post office or where we're at. Okay. You know, whenever I would get a little money in my pocket, we would leave and go someplace.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know, I'm not a good example. Okay. One time we were in Pigeon Forge, took the kids down. You know, we'd go down to Dollywood and we would open it up, be there at 9, stay till 9. You know, play all day long. You know, just take them, let them ride every ride. And I would lay down somewhere and take a nap on the rock wall, you know, just because I'd be wore out. All right. So them kids would play till there wasn't nothing left of them. And one night we were there and we got a room, staying in a motel. We had enough room on my credit card to get a room. So we had snuck a dog in. We had a little dog called Frito. We'd snuck her in. Well, we were down to the swimming pool, sort of swimming around, and started down the hallway. When Janice opened the door, the dog took off down the hallway by the office. When it did, Janice leaped through the air, looked like Superwoman, you know, with a cape on.
Catch?
And she got it.
Did she?
Stuck it back in the room. So we're down at the swimming pool swimming, just like the Clampetts. Okay? Okay, we're having ourselves a big time. And about that time, the lady at the front desk come to the swimming pool. Are you JohnDash? I don't know how to answer that. But I did. She said,
my driver's license says I am JohnDash.
She said, you all have to leave. I said, well, we got to leave. Yeah, we found out y'all brought a dog in, so, you know, they kicked us out.
Did they really?
Well, yeah. So I didn't have enough room on my credit card to get a room in another place. So my little old kids had their pajamas on. Janice got them all dressed up. Janice is completely flexible with any situation. So
well, that's a blessing, John.
She put all their pajamas on them, got them all dressed up. So we go out. And she said, we got to get in the car. Well, where are we going? I said, well, we just need to go on home. You know, it's late. Well, I thought we was going to, no, we need to go. So I took them. We drove back to Tazewell 3 hours up in the night because we got kicked out of the motel.
Oh,
but I didn't have enough room on my credit card to get another one. You know, it was.
You're right, John. We're different.
I think it's so beautiful. I mean, you know, I listen to you, and I'm fascinated. You know, I love it. I mean, I love it. For years, ever since I've known you. You know, I think about it, and I mean, I see your planning. I see that cloth that you're made from, and I think that's shoot. I'm so glad there's people like you that think and plan and do those things. You know, it makes it good for people like
John,
me to be able to live.
Yeah, but your life has been a blessing because you have gone working for the Lord in a lot of places that nobody else would go. Yeah. Nobody else would even begin to try to do it the way you did it.
I think about Brother John when we opened that little church down on Shake Rag, when I opened it up. I went all over town trying to rent a church. I couldn't get a church door open with a crowbar. Couldn't get nobody to let me preach or do nothing. So finally the Lord led me down to that little church on Shake Rag. That building was 120 years old. The town tried to condemn it twice.
Did they really?
Yeah. So I found out who owned it. It had 4 foot of water in the basement. Refrigerators floating around.
You're kidding.
Birds flying in and out. Every window was busted out of it. You know, it was rough. And I said, Lord, are you mad at me? You know, and I never got an answer back. But I thought, you know, and it wasn't the nicest section of town when we first moved in there. It was pretty rough. You know, it's pretty rough. So anyway, I just started to work on it. You know what I mean? I went in, started sweeping. Somebody would come in, help me a little bit, and started pumping the water out of the basement. You know, had an old furnace in there. The old furnace sometimes on Sunday morning. You know, my old furnace go boo, 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 you know, give you a little noise every once in a while. You don't know if it's going to blow up or what it's going to do. But it would blow and then a little puff of smoke would come on. You could always tell who went to our church because they'd have sort of a little black around their nose. You know, and then I've come in on a Sunday morning before and the heat go off, you know, because the old furnace would go off and the pump would go out. And I've had to walk down there and it would freeze. The ice in the basement, it would freeze on top of that water.
Well, did you have a leak in the basement? Or
no,
you just
it was below water level.
Water level. Uh-huh.
So I'd take my shoes off and my socks and I'd roll my pants up and I'd walk through that ice. I'd walk through it so I could get over and turn the pump back on and hold the button down, that old reset button on them oil furnaces. Hold it down there.
Till it fired
It'd take off and fire up till it warm it up a little bit. And I mean, you know, it was good. The Lord blessed me. He just, you know, I remember one time we couldn't afford no central air conditioning, but I got to thinking about that central air. So I bought me an old air conditioner and put it in the window, and I built me a set of ductwork off of it and run it on and run it up through a register in the floor. Oh. And it was just as quiet. It worked so good. It was just as neat as could be. But I mean, I admire you. I really don't always have. I would, if you need me, I'm there.
I thank you very much, John, and I've enjoyed this discussion we've had, and I hope that
it's been therapy for me.
You've learned. Okay? We've both learned. You know, I know you a little better now too. What experiences you with? All I ever remember was you opened these little hot dog stands.
Yeah, we had 8 of those at one time.
Yeah, and
that was a lot of fun.
But
it was good, John. I appreciate you. You're a blessing.